Body game is a game changer when it comes to attraction, when it comes to dating. But if you are lacking this one thing, it all doesn't matter. You might be wondering, Cole, what is that one thing? It's knowing how to present yourself. And this is a skill so many men lack. And this is why I talk about don't take too much time off of dating. No, it's anything in this life. If you don't use it, then you lose it. So a lot of guys get on this path of, I want to be a top tier man. I got to lock my dick up for a year. I got to put my dick in the cage. I'm like, no, that's foolish. That's foolish. And I would tell you guys that because I see a lot of guys, they got the good physique. They got the physique that's going to turn into a freak. But now they got weird posture. They got weird body language. And they don't know how to socialize. And it's because they're only focused on one thing. And this is why I always tell you guys, faith, fitness, freedom, and fellowship. Fellowship is a crucial part. And, you know, I told my story many times. I grew up with a speech impediment. And the only way I got over that was by talking. And I think I kind of took a while to get out of that because for a long time I wasn't talking to anybody. I'd go to school, say a couple words throughout the whole day. My brother was talking for me for a long time. But I had to go to these speech classes. And I hated going to speech classes because they come to the classroom, call your name, and you like, everybody like, Cole Spade, like they thinking you slow in the brain because you can't talk. Oh, you got to go to class? You got to go to class to learn how to talk? You know, and then you start questioning yourself. Damn, am I dumb? You know, so I had my struggle. The thing that got me over that was by addressing that point. A lot of guys are socially awkward because they're not socializing at all. That's what it comes down to. And a lot of guys think, oh, I just need to make more money. I just need to get more status to become this top tier man. But they don't even know how to present themselves. And that's why you see a lot of guys, they get the money, they get the fame, and they still can't get a chick that really down for them. You know, and that's what I realized. Because I told you guys, like, I had an '03 Honda Civic, and I still had chicks messing with me heavy. Even when my car was on, like, the last couple miles, I still had chicks that were messing with me. Because they weren't worried about the car, because I knew how to present myself. I knew how to carry myself. They liked the way I move. You know, so many guys are getting caught up in the end goal. Oh, I need to take my 20 serious. And I'm not telling you guys not to take your 20 serious, but I'm saying enjoy the whole process. You have time to date even in your grinding phase. And sometimes you'll find a solid woman that's ready to really help you double down and bunker up and get you in that next gear. You know, and I've heard many guys' stories where like, man, my lady really held me down. That's a beautiful thing. And when guys say, oh, nah, you shouldn't date at all for the next year. I'm just like, dog, you might be blocking your blessing. Now, I'm not saying go on this extreme, try to sleep with 100 girls in 1 year, go crazy. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you see something and you like what you see and she seems like she's a good woman, go ahead, try to get at her. Why would you not? Oh, no, I'm focused. I need to be on semen retention for this 365 days. It's like, what the fuck is you doing? Because it's just like anything else in life. What you practice at is what you get good at. So by me making these YouTube videos, I became a better speaker. Now, I'm still not the best. You know, it's still a work in process. But if you would have looked at me from 5 years ago, you would have been like, God damn. Progress throughout the years, but it's from practicing. It's really weird 5 years ago. Now, I wasn't like some guys. Some guys can't even do the basics. You know, and it's the way a lot of people are growing up. I'm not going to get too much into details, but I have someone in my family. And their parents have never really pushed them. They always let this person stay in their comfort zone. And this person is grown now. But it doesn't seem like it. You know, because anytime this person got around people, the parents never forced them to socialize at all. It's like, oh, you don't want to talk to anybody? That's fine. They never pushed their kid. And I think a lot of people are too focused on being comfortable all the time. Oh, you know, I'm an introvert. I don't need to talk to anybody. No, you do need to talk to people. And I'm extremely introverted. That don't mean I can't go out here and talk to people. And I think that's the route a lot of people go. They just play that role like, oh, I'm introverted, so I don't really like to talk to people. It's like, I'm not a super people's person either. I can have conversation. You know, so even if you have the most amazing physique, if your posture weird, it doesn't matter. If you're very awkward, it doesn't matter. Because all that can go right out the door. You know, and I told a story before when I realized the power of body game. It's when I was at an apartment gym. And I came out the gym and then one of my friends was like, oh, I'm going to put you on with that girl. Shawty bad as hell. One of the baddest chicks I've seen in my hometown. Like Shawty was on a different level. Thick was, Shawty had a body. Let me just say that. Shotty had a body. Dude, it was stupid. It was stupid, dog. And then the other friend, he like, she out of coach league. Like, she was some work. She was some work. And I fumbled it because I was nervous. And she could tell that. They might have trying to play it all cool. You know, back then I was still watching like a lot of dating content online. And it was, you know, a lot of dating content back then, like 5-6 years ago, it was all about like, oh, don't show too much interest. Don't show too much interest. I'm just trying to be goddamn Stone Cold Steve Austin on the hoe. You know what I'm saying? Trying to chill back like I'm not that into her when she pushed up on me. And I'll be like, you can have my number, I guess. I was on some shit like that. And I fumbled it. Now, Shawty, she probably wasn't quality. You know, she was hitting her vape. I seen her throwing ass by the pool. So she definitely was low quality, but man, I should have went stupid that night. You know what I'm saying? Put me in that position now, boy, I'm going stupid that night. And I'm going to come back the next night too. You know, the homie going to see me by his apartment for sure. But I realized I had to put more work in. I was like, man, bump this, man. I'm going out bad. So I tell y'all that story to say this, man. A lot of guys already have the body game down. You have time for other things outside your life. If you don't know how to present yourself, it doesn't matter, man. And I know body game isn't all about attracting women and stuff like that, but the way you carry yourself, man, people can tell when you believe in yourself and when you have confidence in yourself. So even though you might have a good physique, if people can tell you don't have confidence in yourself, they still won't doubt you. You know, it's like you really have to sell yourself. You are the product. If you want to go to the store, let's say you want a cookie. You've been locking in with your diet. You're like, I want a little cheat meal. You go to the store. Let's say you go to a new store you've never been to. They got a whole bunch of cookies on the shelf. And you're like, which one should I get? You're going to go with the type of cookie you like and which one has the best branding on it. Which one makes it look the best. Because I promise you, a lot of you guys, you might be a great guy. You might have a nice physique. But you're getting beat out by a guy that just knows how to present himself better. Let me say that again. A lot of you guys might be great guys, might have a nice physique, might have a nice job, might be whatever she wants. But you're getting beat out by the next man because he knows how to present himself better because you too antisocial. You too awkward. You too scary. So that's why I tell you guys, like, don't take time off for dating. I'm not saying it's got to be a priority in your life. You know, this season's for certain things. But if a woman come across you, I would never tell a man, oh, no, you on your grind. You don't have time to lay down with a woman. But then you're going to go back home and jack your dick off that night. Let's be real. What really made me think about this topic is I started really reflecting on my life, you know, how bad my speech was. And I remember last time I talked to Mac and Cheese Girl, she was like, you know, you really, what'd she say? Really good with words. She said something like that. And it kind of surprised me because I'm like, now I've had a couple women say that, like, oh, I like the way you talk. And it's almost like always a shock when I hear something like that because I grew up with that very bad speech impediment, which nobody can understand me. So even when I get a compliment on the way I talk, which I don't think is anything crazy at all, but it always kind of shocks me. But I got on TikTok last night and I was joining a live. And usually I just get on TikTok to find people with a different perspective, you know, kind of make me challenge some of my thoughts. But this was a chat where pretty much everybody was agreeing with each other. We were talking about should corn be banned? Y'all know what corn is, you know, pornography. And one of the girls, she went up there and she was talking and she just kept yapping. And at first I'm like, okay, she's saying some good stuff. But then she just said, like. I promise you, this girl was talking for like 6-7 minutes straight. And she said like at least 100 times. At that point, I was just like, God damn, I have patience for someone with a stutter, with somebody with a speech impediment, because I grew up like that. So I have a lot of patience, but it still gets to the point like, all right, Shadi, you said like 100 times. Like. And then part of her story was just so stupid to me. Because she started blaming everything on pornography. You know, I was just like, all right, Shadi, you like reaching for real now. At first, you had some good points, yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, my ex, he used to watch it, and, you know, he couldn't even see me butt naked in the shower without, you know, getting turned on. I'm like, what are you talking about? At that point, I'm like, you a goofball. Like, you need to stop talking, and you said, like, way too many times. Okay, I don't watch that stuff anymore, right? But if I see my lady in the shower, I'm still probably going to get turned on. Now, that don't mean I'm going to go hop in the shower with her. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I done did that a couple times. I see you a little too much, I might have to hop in that shower with you. You know, depending how I'm feeling, I might hop in that shower. But usually, you know, I might not hop in that shower, but I had something ready for you when you get out that shower. And, you know, I done been in situations before with stuff. You know, you trying to do different stuff in the shower, and shit start breaking, everything slipping, and, you know, shower's overrated, man. But she was talking about, like, oh, he couldn't even see me naked in the shower without, like, getting turned on. And I'm just like, well, if you his lady, like, he sees you butt naked, like, I feel like it makes sense for him to get turned on. That don't mean every time he see you in the shower, he gonna get turned on. But if you get turned on, seeing your naked body every now and then, like, what's wrong with that? She's like, oh, men just see us as objects because corn. And I'm just like, all right, shawty, you dragging it, dog. Like, if he picks you, if he wants you to be his lady, he's super attracted to you. When he sees your naked body, he probably gonna be turned on. You know, I don't think that has anything to do with corn. I feel like it has to do with more of, I'm a man, my libido, I got some testosterone running through my balls, I get hard, I want to have sex. It's like, when you coming at it like that, like, oh, he just seeing me as a sexual object. He like, if he sees your naked body and he's dating you, he's into you, why is you mad about that? Because you would feel some type of way. You could, if you got an issue with your man getting hard when you in the shower, go get you a fat titty boy. Go get you a fat titty boy that ain't got no more testosterone running through his balls because he got so much fat. His libido's low. Go find you a guy like that. I promise you're going to feel some type of way when your dude don't want to smash you anymore. Now you really going to feel some type of way. So it's like, why do you have an issue that your man wants to smash? Now I get it, you don't want your man watching corn. Like, that's completely fair. Because most guys are out here are watching it. And that's why I never like the whole route of, oh, I'm taking a year off dating. Because, like, my boy, you just going to jack your dick off every night. Like, let's be so for real. Motherfuckers be lying. Oh, I want to be a top tier man. I got to put my dick in the cage for you. Like, chill. After I heard her talking, man, I'm just like, you know what? I bet you, like, nobody in this whole chat really cared what she had to say just because of the way she presented herself. She said like at least 100 times. No matter what she said, we don't even care anymore. Because we heard you say like every other word. Like, you watered down your little speech so much. And it's the same way in real life. A lot of guys don't know how to present themselves. So when they talk, it's like people don't even care. You could be saying something amazing. You could really be dropping some game. But if you don't know how to present yourself, it doesn't matter. If I talk like this to you guys the whole time and I never change the tone of my voice, and I know some guys be like, Cole, you need to relax, or Cole, you be talking too fast. Look, I usually have a 30-minute window to record a video because I get home from work, I hop in the shower, and then I'm going to the gym and I got to meet up with some people at the gym. So usually I am in a rush. That's probably why I talk so goddamn fast on video. Just a side note, or a lot of times I'll record a video on my lunch break. So yeah, sometimes I'll be talking a little fast because I don't have that much time. Just a side note. But it's like, if you don't know how to present yourself, people really won't listen to you. Even if the body game's amazing, now you got a lot more leeway with the body game. Like, if you fat and you don't know how to present yourself, ooh boy, you are screwed. You are truly screwed. But you know, when you got the body game, you get a little more leeway. But she might be into you like, oh, that physique gonna turn me into a freak. Ooh, that coochie turned into a creek. And then she hear you open your mouth and you all scared, you're nervous, you're timid, and she's like, oh, never mind, he ain't like that. He looks strong, he looks swole, but he moved like a little puppy dog. You know, and I'm telling you, all you guys have a beast that deep down inside of you. I remember my old roommate's dog. It was a mutt. I don't know exactly what it was. It was a pit bull and it was mixed with something else. But that was like the sweetest dog, like it wanted her to fly. Now, deep down inside, if that dog really wanted to rip my head off, it could have. But just the way it was brought up, you know, it was bullied by all the other dogs, so it was super scary. Like, I used to mess with the dog, act like I was taking his food. It started growling, but I knew that dog wasn't going to bite me. But it's like, if that dog really wanted to bite me, he'd take my arm off. You know, so I tell you guys that to say this. Y'all really have a beast deep down inside you. But because society, your parents, everybody trying to turn you into a goddamn pussy nowadays, you are so afraid to fucking make the wrong step. Like, now, dog, I done been on dates and said some crazy shit. I be just speaking my mind a lot of times. Now, sometimes I need a really back. Yeah, sometimes I need a really back. But a lot of women have loved me because I'm gonna be me. Like, I'm not faking anything. Like, I might say some crazy shit on the date, but I really meant that. And that's why they fuck with me so heavy. Because I'm not trying to act. I'm not trying to play a different role. I'm not doing none of that bullshit. And people love authenticity because it's so rare in today's world. Like I said, I'll come on here and I'll tell y'all the real. I ain't sugarcoating anything. I ain't trying to dress anything up. Like, I'm going to be real with y'all, dog. And I think when you really embrace that type of life, it's a beautiful thing. So, dog, work on how you present yourself. Hell, there was sometimes I'll be driving in the car talking to myself. I'll be talking, what am I going to say in this YouTube video? Because the more you do something, the better you get at it. And that's why I told you guys, don't take time off of dating if you're already socially awkward. Because that's going to put you in a really bad position. If you go too long without doing something, you're going to lose it. If you don't use it, then you lose it. If you don't socialize your whole life and then you try to socialize, now you got to jump over this big hill. It's more difficult. But if you was social at a young age, that shit'll breeze. That shit's easy. And that's why I said, like, even the top tier, I don't mean to keep, like, mentioning him, but he's just the first person that comes to my mind because I joined his live one time, and I know some people going to be like, oh, you're a fan. It's like I watched maybe 2 videos and joined the live, and then once I joined that live, I was just like, this is terrible advice. Because he works sales, so he's getting the practice, but if you don't work sales, that's putting you in a very bad position. That's putting you in a very bad position. Because you think, oh, I just need to get swole. I just need to get my money up and I'm going to be good. But then you like all weird on the day. The guy with the experience, the guy with the good mouthpiece, the guy with the physique, that's all you need, really. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you know how to talk and you got a good physique, oh, you beating everybody out. Body game is a game changer. But make sure you know how to present your body game so you can really maximize it. Like I said, a lot of guys that wear baggy clothing, you ain't even showing off the physique anymore. How the physique supposed to turn into a freak if you're hiding it all the time? You know? So it's just little things like that. Wear clothes that complement that physique. And then know how to present yourself, dog. Stop being scared. Stop being afraid to be authentic. Some people gonna like you. Some people gonna love you. Some people gonna hate you. That's life. That's life, man. And that's one thing I really learned from my brother, man. And I'm not saying he doesn't care what people think about him, but it's been a lot of time he'll do some crazy shit in public. Like, he'll do some crazy shit in public. Or we used to play the game. I can't remember what the game was called, but it's like, if you say the same number as them or some shit like that, then you got to do this there. And I remember I went on a cruise with him and his friends. And dog, I kept losing. But they're like, you got to do the dare, so I do it. I remember going through security, they're like, you got to yell at the top of your lungs. I did that shit. And then it's like, the more I did shit, and I'm not telling y'all to just be like a fucking ass in public, you know, act like you're one of these pranksters in public on some goofy shit. I'm not saying that. But I said from doing that type of stuff, it really made me realize how a lot of shit you think matters so much doesn't matter. You think everybody's paying attention to you? They're not. You know, after I yelled, everybody looking at me like, what the fuck wrong with this boy? 10 seconds later, they going about their day. And that's how my brother's always been. My brother, he likes attention. I'm going to just say what it is. He like attention. He'll do some crazy shit in public. I seen him do crazy shit all the time for attention. But then it's like he's not really embarrassed by it. Because the shit don't really matter as much as you think it does. You know, because, and I realized this because we were in Canada. My brother, he was smoking. He was hitting something in the store. And my sister, like, gets so mad. My sister, she very introverted. She don't really like to socialize all that much. She more of like an inside person. So she was getting super mad, like, oh my God, you're getting attention for, you know, she was like getting all mad because people didn't want people to look at us and stuff like this. But we like, look, we in a different country. You'll never see these people again. Like, who really cares what they say? As long as we don't get kicked out the store or they call the cops or something, like, who really cares at the end of the day? You know, but that's one lesson I really learned from my brother. Like, don't care what people think, dog. Because you think they care way more than what they actually do. Like, everybody thinking about themselves, dog. Everybody's thinking about themselves. They're thinking about their girl. They're thinking about what they're eating later today. They're not worried about your ass. They might look at you for a couple seconds. Then after that, they're not thinking about you anymore. So why be so concerned on being your true self? Why be so concerned about, oh, I don't want to say this. I might hurt her feelings. I don't want to say this. And I'm not saying to have no sympathy or empathy at all. But I'm saying, stop being so afraid to live life. Like, stop being so afraid to live life. Stop thinking you gotta fucking lock yourself up in your room and goddamn, oh, I need to be a virgin the rest of my life and really get my money up. I gotta make 6 figures. I gotta goddamn buy this car. I gotta, like, all that goofy shit, dog. And I see so many guys online making that like, oh, you need to grind your 20s out. You gotta wait till you're 30. It's like, the grind can be fun. You can, once you done with the grind for the day, you're not working goddamn 20 hours a day. You're not working goddamn 16 hours a day. You have time to go on a day. You have time to socialize with friends. You got time to get out. Like I said, most time I socialize, dog, I be going to the gym with friends. I done went to the gym with many women. So it's like, it's bullshit. A lot of guys are coping, dog. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it because I feel like it's a very important message. And that's the real, man. So the body game is very important. It's a game changer. But if you don't know how to present yourself, that shit really doesn't matter. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.